1 week after the Assumption of Mary into heaven, we now celebrate Mary, Queen, and we honor her as Mother. Somewhere, St. Teresa of the Little Flower said, Mary is more mother than queen. In the early church, Mary was proclaimed Mother of God at the Council of Ephesus. And as the ages progressed, she was called Our Lady, the equivalent of our Queen. The Vatican document, Lumen Gentium, calls her the Queen of the universe. Mary is not distant from us. We are familiar with Queen Elizabeth, who passed away last year after a reign of 70 years, and she brought goodwill to many countries. But access to her was limited to her family and a certain few. Common people could wave to her as her carriage would go by. They could not have a personal connection with Queen Elizabeth. But we can with Mary, our mother and our Queen. 350 years ago in Brazil, the governor was passing through, and the people wanted to have a great dinner for him and his entourage. So fishermen were sent to the local river to bring home enough fish for this great feast. They put their nets in the river several times, but to no avail. They were going to give up. They put their net in again, and what came up was part of a statue of Mary. They put their net in again, and another part of the statue came up in the net. They put the statue together and began to pray. When they put the net in again, the net was overflowing with fish. They filled their boats with fish, and there was a superabundance for the banquet. And immediately that tiny little statue, probably 12 inches from top to bottom, was called Our Lady Aparecida, Our Lady who appeared. And great devotion began in Brazil. And now, 350 years later, the largest Marian shrine in the world is, in Brazil, Our Lady of Aparecida. The Basilica Church can hold 45,000 people. The parking lot can accommodate 4,000 buses. 7 million plus people visit on pilgrimage every year. And now that tiny little statue is adorned with a crown. And so people have devotion to Our Lady of Aparecida as Mother and Queen. 10 years ago, the newly elected Pope Francis was in Brazil for World Youth Day. He had a mass on the beach of Rio de Janeiro, which was quite famous for the millions who attended, but he made a pilgrimage up to the shrine. And as the procession was going in, he was at the end of the procession with many, many bishops and priests, and the place was jam-packed with people. And the statue of Our Lady of Aparecida was on the side. But he broke from the procession. He went over to the statue. There were tears in his eyes, and he cried out, "Mother." And he took the statue from its pedestal and he kissed it. He entrusted his pontificate to Our Lady of Aparecida, Mother and Queen. So today our celebration invites us to be sure that we have that close connection with Mary, that we have devotion, and that we can call her our spiritual mother and our Queen.